Greetings on this beautiful December day. I'm Billy Orton and I serve at First Baptist Huntsville as Minister of Music and Worship. I love my job, for it allows me to use God's gifts of music and the arts and to help shape numerous and varied worship experiences for the church. It's my joy to work alongside the many groups and individuals of all ages who help to lead us in worship and who extend our music and worship ministries across the city and across the region. The worship of the church is built upon Jesus Christ, the head of the church and the central focus of the church. The liturgical calendar is organized according to the life of Christ, which means that the season of Advent, which we are in right now, is the beginning of the Christian year. I love everything about Advent and Christmas. The sense of expectancy, the call to renewal, the call to celebration, the focus upon Jesus, and the incredible message and meaning of the season. And I love the rich and sometimes poignant memories and emotions of this season. They can link us to family and friends, but more importantly, the season is an opportunity for the presence of Christ to work in us. Our scripture for this particular day is from the book of Psalms, Psalm 126. Here are some of the verses from that chapter. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dreamed. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nation, the Lord has done great things for them. Restore our fortunes, Lord, like streams in the south. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying their sheaves with them. The psalm makes reference to an important event in the history of God's Hebrew people, the period we call their Babylonian exile, an extended period of captivity during which they suffered so much loss that they were not even able to sing their songs to God. Other psalms tell us that they hung their harps on the willows and endured taunts from their captors to sing us the songs of Zion. During this period of deep longing, the people cried out for restoration, for a day when, what did the verses say? The day when our mouths were filled with laughter and our tongues with songs of joy. 2020 has been a year of much loss for people around the world. The losses have been devastating. First and foremost, there has been loss of life. Many of us have lost loved ones. There have been the great economic losses, jobs, livelihoods, and the isolation and distancing have weakened relationships that were once strong. Some of us have felt this sense of disconnect in our lives, or perhaps even exhaustion. The stresses on individuals and families have been profound. Have you shed any tears this year? Have you wept for what has been lost? The promise of this psalm, the promise of Scripture, is that God's people will find restoration and renewal. Perhaps you have heard and even used the phrase, joy comes in the morning. The Psalms are full of expressions about weeping in the night and waking up with a restored sense of joy. Verse 6 of this psalm is about the toil of the farmer, those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them. Most Christmas seasons for us here in America leave little space or time for sowing in tears or going with weeping. And most Christmas seasons in America are consumer-driven holidays filled with a frantic pace. This year, though, can offer us more time for reflection and prayer. Maybe a time for coming to grips with our fears, with our pain, and with those disconnects in our lives. Quite possibly, the losses we have experienced can bring into focus God's glory being revealed in new ways. Maybe this Advent season of waiting will show us that the deep longings of our souls are found in the person and presence of Jesus Christ. Like all 150 Psalms, Psalm 126 is actually a song sung to God. It reminds me of one of the songs I chose for this year's virtual, reimagined Living Christmas Tree. The text goes like this: "So here I wait in hope of you, all my soul's longing through and through. And day spring from on high be near, and day star in my heart appear." Like a farmer who sows precious seed while weeping with pain, loss, or exhaustion, we persevere in faith during these difficult, taxing days, knowing that the promise of Advent and Christmas is hope, peace, joy, and love, all of these coming alive in the form of Jesus Christ, the Messiah.